Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anisa and please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. Everything I will link to down below in the description, and let's get right into the video. So right now all I'm doing is pushing her cuticles back. Then I wiped her nails down with some LGN cleanse. I will link it down below in the description. You can also use alcohol. And then after that dried, I went ahead and went in with the 180 grit sanding band to remove the shine. And then I will be going in with my tips or a cuticle ball bit or a cuticle bit. It just depends on what everything is looking like, but I would typically do the cuticle bit before I remove the shine from the nail, just because I like to do it in those steps. So these are Bombnails 2XL or 3XL tips. I can't really tell from here, but I do have both. And these are her square tips, and they're flat square, I think they're called. So they do not have a C curve to them. If you do not like C curve tips, these are great. And these are very, very, very narrow. They're not wide, and they fit literally perfectly. So after I'm done gluing them on, I use 7 magnets. The more magnets you use, the longer it will be. So this is a traditional long length nail, and it looks so short to everything that I've been doing these last couple years, but this is just a regular long, y'all. So I'm going in and blending in the tips and going over her nail just one more time to make sure everything is nice and dehydrated. I learned that from Tati Chanel, because I don't know why, but really going over it the second time makes a difference. If you have lifting, try that, and make sure you're using drier beads instead of like really wet beads when you do your acrylic. But I went ahead and reshaped a little bit, not too much. She said she liked the shape, so I'm using the Anisa Green dehydrator and nail accuracy primer, 1 coat of dehydrator and then 2 coats of primer, and I really did let them dry 30 seconds in between each layer. And so like the last layer, I let my base dry for 30 seconds before I did my thin clear layer. So I'm using Real Nude by Natalie Carmona and Sweetheart by Giselle Beauty. And then please ignore my application just a tiny bit, y'all. I had some acrylic in my brush, but it still looked good. And I was soaking my brush like crazy to try and get this acetone, not the acetone, but try to get the acrylic out, and it did not work. But I was able to switch brushes in between, so her application does get much neater. And so yeah, I figured out if I just tap, it does not brush through the acrylic in the middle. So that's what you'll see me do later on. After I do this thin clear base layer, it will be time for me to go in with my nude and then my glitter. And the glitter is a loose glitter and does not have any acrylic in it. Yeah, I was playing with her and I was gonna give her a fringe, but then I was like, nah, I don't like the shape. So I was debating on doing fringes or doing ombres or doing a mixture of both, but I decided to go with the ombres, as you guys see. And you will have to encapsulate this glitter later on. You don't have to encapsulate the whole nail, and you don't have to encapsulate your nude if you do not want to, but I did encapsulate most of the nude but all of the glitter. And the Sweetheart glitter, which is this one, comes with an acrylic base in between, so it's an acrylic mix, versus the silver glitter that I just picked up right now. It is just a loose, raw, chunky glitter. So you can mix it with acrylic, but like I said, all the glitter needs to be encapsulated. Yeah, that pinky application ate so bad. That other hand, it just ate. But I will show you how my mess up, and how you could fix it and how it still looks the exact same. And so one hand did turn out a little bit chunkier than the other, which is my first hand typically. And then I filed to get them both even. So that's just my main tip, is make sure that their hands are both even when you finish. So you can't tell which hand was your first and which hand was not. So now all I'm doing is encapsulating, and of course there is more glitter than the base anyways, than the nude anyways. But yes, make sure all the glitter is fully encapsulated. While you're working with the glitter, try your best to stick it down flat. And you will kind of have to move your hands a little bit quick in order to make sure everything is nice and flat. But as you get better with acrylic, it just helps, or just get better with nails in general, it helps. And you kind of just move faster naturally. And in order to make sure the lines aren't really, really bad with your like application, so whatever you do when you encapsulate, it will be shown to the 10th power. So like what that acrylic looks like when it dries, what that nude looks like when it dries, that will be your finished product. So if you have like a ton of lines in it, and then you encapsulate, it just shows it and it magnifies it. So do not leave your nude base application looking very bumpy, because it will show. So I'm gonna let you guys watch me encapsulate. This is Natalie Carmona's clear as well. So I'm going to be back when it's time for filing. So as you can see, I encapsulated with the size 14. I've been loving the size 14 and the size 12. I remember when the only thing I used to use was a size 8 or 10, you guys. Really going up to a bigger brush, it really helped me so much. But I'm using the Tammy Taylor Peel and Stick hand file again, and I'm really just disconnecting any acrylic from the skin and making sure it's not connected to her skin. You can do a light shaping here, but once you use that drill, it's just gonna round it out again. But if you only use the hand file, this part is like really important, but for the drill, this part is really important because your drill will skip if it gets caught in between like a block of acrylic and the skin, how it's like all glued down together. If it gets caught with that, it's not going to be good. This is a Panda 5-in-1 fine drill bit, and all I do is seal the cuticle, and I also make sure there's no acrylic on the skin, as well as debulking / smoothing. But after you use this drill bit, you really do want to make sure you get out all the lines and ridges. I prefer to go in with the sanding band just because it makes it a little bit faster. And then in this case, I used my hand file just because I already had it with me. And then I go in with a regular buffer and remove all the scratches from the hand file or the e-file. And then it'll be time for top coat. After I'm done buffing, you make sure you dust the nails off very well, and then go in with some alcohol, and then once that dries, some acetone, and that makes the nails so shiny. Like, look, please ignore my brushes in the back, but you guys, look how shiny that is. And that acetone wipe down is paramount. Even if you do not have a good clear acrylic, that wipe down with acetone and then putting some underneath the tip just looks so good. It's so glassy. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. Everything I have linked to will be linked to down below in the description, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. What the heck are you doing?
Posing for the...
This is horrible.